and recognizes the other gentleman from Texas, Mr. Farenthold.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. You know, I sometimes ask myself what I'm doing here in Congress. I get frustrated and sometimes depressed, sometimes angry, because I don't like the way things are going in Washington, D.C. We pass hundreds of bills just to see them die in the Senate. The good stuff that does pass the Senate probably get vetoed by the President. The President regularly bypasses Congress, which what I consider to be illegal and unconstitutional executive orders. Am I wasting my time being here? But what pulls me through on this is remembering that we are the elected representatives of the people of the United States. And the people of the United States want us to do something. They're mad. They're angry. They don't like the gridlock in Washington, D.C. They don't like a big, intrusive government. They don't like the high taxes that they're having to pay. And you know what I think they like the least? Being lied to by their elected representatives. Whether it's the president with, if you like your health insurance, you can keep it, or his appointees like Mr. Koskinen. We have got to take a stand and say, we are not going to be lied to in Congress. You know, in Texas, there's an anti-litter campaign that says, don't mess with Texas. It's kind of become an unofficial motto of Texas. We need to reclaim some of our constitutional authority, and people need to be thinking, don't mess with Congress. When you're called to testify before a committee of Congress, or whether you're subpoenaed to produce documents, you should do so promptly, and you should do so truthfully. And I'm seeing an alarming trend. I think the administration and their officials have learned you can obfuscate, you can delay, and maybe the news cycle will forget it and it'll go away. But that's not the way it's supposed to work. That's not the way our founding fathers intended it. That's not the way the people who sent me to Washington, D.C. want to see it happen. They want us to do our job. They want us to hold the government accountable. Chairman Chaffetz, you chair the Government Oversight and Reform Committee. Are you seeing this same pattern?
I am, and I think you've hit the nail on the head, Mr. Farenthold. I know you're passionate about these issues, and that's in part why I came to Congress as well. The administration knows it can delay, and we can't let them get away with that. And it's a principle. It should be true on both sides of the aisle. This is not a partisan issue. Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be.
No, I mean, we saw it with Eric Holder. We saw it with Fast and Furious. We've seen it with Hillary Clinton's emails. It goes on and on. And this is our opportunity to take a stand. I'm a co-sponsor of your impeachment legislation on Mr. Koskinen. Do you think that proceeding with this will send the message to the administration and the alphabet soup of executive branch agencies, don't mess with Congress?
I do. I believe the Constitution is an inspired document, and our founders put this mechanism in place specifically on civil officers. We studied this for 3 months with the House Counsel and determined that if you're confirmed by the Senate, the co-equal vote to go into that highest echelon of government, impeachment is a process by which we can extract that person if they're not serving the best interest of the United States of America.
Well, I'm also, along with my colleague, Mr. Gowdy, looking forward to hearing from the law professors, because my recollection from my constitutional law studies in San Antonio, Texas, was the impeachment clause means high crimes and misdemeanors and what can be impeached. Congress decides what those are.
Exactly.
And, I think that it is our opportunity to re-exert our authority and our oversight prerogative, and I think it's critical to maintaining the republic that the government officials who are paid by the taxpayers answer truthfully and promptly to the taxpayers' representative. And I